You know, sometimes we're fed this idea that life has a single, perfect blueprint. Meet the one, fall in love, get married, live happily ever after. But let's be real, that story isn't for everyone. And guess what? That's not just okay, it's actually fantastic. For some of us, opting out of marriage isn't a missed opportunity or a tragedy. It might just be your unique superpower, leading you to a life that's truly yours by your own design. In this video, right here on Think Positive, we're going to peel back the layers and explore 10 clear signs that marriage might just not be in your cards. More importantly, we'll talk about why recognizing these signs isn't something to fear or feel bad about, but rather something powerful to embrace, celebrate, and totally own. So, if you've ever felt like the traditional path isn't quite your fit, this one's for you. Welcome to Think Positive, the place where we challenge assumptions, celebrate authenticity, and help you craft a life that truly lights you up. I'm your host, Raihan, and today we're diving into a topic that society often pushes us to conform to: marriage. But what if your personal path to happiness doesn't include a ring? Let's explore the powerful signs that might be you, starting with number 1. 1. You don't just like solitude, you thrive in it. For many, the idea of being alone sparks feelings of loneliness or isolation, but for you, solitude is your sanctuary. You're not lonely when you're by yourself, you're peaceful, energized, and deeply content. While others might constantly crave social connection, seeking noise or company to feel complete, you find rejuvenation and clarity in your own presence. Your best ideas often come when you're reflecting quietly. This isn't a flaw, it's a profound strength. For some, solitude is the ultimate freedom, a canvas for self-discovery and personal growth, rather than a punishment or something to escape. If your personal battery recharges best when you're flying solo, that's a powerful clue about your relational needs. Your independence is fierce and non-negotiable. You've meticulously built a life that functions entirely on your own terms. You make your own decisions, set your own schedule, and move through the world without needing someone else's input or approval. The thought of blending finances, compromising on daily routines, or needing to consult someone else for every major life choice feels less like a partnership and more like a limitation. You travel when you want, pursue your passions relentlessly, and shape your career exactly as you see fit. This isn't stubbornness, it's an unyielding commitment to your personal autonomy. If your independence feels as vital as breathing, then a highly interdependent relationship like marriage might naturally feel restrictive rather than liberating. Relationships have historically felt more draining than fulfilling. Look back at your past romantic relationships. Have you consistently walked away feeling emotionally exhausted, depleted, or like you lost a part of yourself instead of feeling supported, uplifted, and more complete? This isn't a sign that you're bad at relationships. It's your inner self waving a big, bright red flag, signaling that traditional partnership dynamics may simply not be conducive to your well-being. If you often feel that the emotional demands, expectations, and constant negotiation of relationships leave you feeling depleted rather than energized, that's a valid and important message from your soul. It's worth listening to when your deepest feelings tell you that certain structures just aren't working for you. Your tolerance for compromise is practically zero. Let's be clear, compromise is the bedrock of any successful long-term partnership, especially marriage. It's about blending two lives, two sets of desires, two ways of doing things. But if you genuinely, deeply prefer your space exactly as it is, your schedule untouched, and your decisions unchallenged, then marriage might feel like a constant battle against your natural inclinations. This isn't necessarily stubbornness or selfishness, it's often a profound level of self-awareness. You know what works for you, and you've built a life that perfectly aligns with your preferences. If the idea of constantly negotiating, sharing, or bending your will feels inherently uncomfortable, it's a strong signal about your compatibility with a marital structure. Your drive for personal growth outweighs any desire for partnership. While many people dream of their wedding day, envisioning a life built around a romantic partner, your dreams are likely on a completely different frequency. You're probably dreaming about launching your next big project, writing that book, mastering a new skill, traveling to uncharted territories, or diving headfirst into your next big adventure. Your personal goals and aspirations aren't just important, they fuel you. The idea of personal achievement, self-improvement, and reaching new heights lights you up far more intensely than the concept of a romantic partner ever could. If your purpose is your primary driving force, a partner might feel like a distraction rather than an enhancement.
The concept of the one feels more like a fairy tale than a reality. Do you find the notion of soulmates, destined partners, or the one to be a charming but ultimately unrealistic fantasy? If you tend to view romantic love with a healthy dose of skepticism, grounded firmly in realism rather than romantic idealism, that's a significant sign. This doesn't mean you're jaded or incapable of love. It simply means you approach relationships from a pragmatic standpoint, understanding that true connection is built, not found, and that no single person is inherently meant for another. If you're not seeking a magical union but rather a practical partnership that may or may not materialize, then the societal pressure of finding the one for marriage might not resonate with you at all. Your soul prioritizes absolute freedom over traditional stability. Marriage often carries with it the unspoken expectation of settling down, establishing roots, building a shared life in a fixed location, and adhering to a more predictable rhythm. But if your deepest soul craves continuous movement, the freedom to reinvent yourself at a moment's notice, the thrill of trying new things, and the ability to go wherever life's currents take you, then the perceived stability of marriage might feel stifling. Your heart yearns for spontaneity and the open road, not a fenced-in yard. If the thought of being tied down, even to someone you love, feels like a constraint on your boundless spirit, then a traditional marital path might not align with your core values. You've been burned by love, and you learned a powerful lesson. Perhaps you've experienced profound heartbreak in the past, a painful relationship that left its mark. But instead of making you bitter, that experience taught you something invaluable. You are resilient, you can survive, and you can even thrive on your own without needing to inextricably tie your life and happiness to someone else. You've learned the hard way how to protect your peace and navigate life's challenges independently. This doesn't mean you can't love again, but it does mean you might approach long-term commitment with a heightened awareness of its risks, leading you to consciously choose a path that prioritizes your individual well-being over shared vulnerability. You have zero desire for kids, and you're absolutely firm about it. For a significant portion of the population, marriage is intrinsically linked to the idea of building a family, raising children, and creating a legacy. But if you know, deep down in your core, that parenting is simply not in your life plan, and you're firm and resolute about that decision, then a traditional marriage might not align with your vision for the future. This is an incredibly valid and personal choice. If you're not interested in the family unit aspect that often comes with marriage, then pursuing a lifelong partnership that is often geared towards that goal might not feel authentic or fulfilling for you. You're already whole and deeply fulfilled without a partner. This is arguably the biggest, most undeniable sign that marriage might not be your path, and it's a beautiful one. You're not looking for someone to complete you because you already feel whole, complete, and utterly satisfied with your life as it is. You love your job, your hobbies, your friends, your independence, your quiet moments, and your wild adventures. You genuinely feel like you're not missing anything. You haven't built your life waiting for a partner to arrive. You've built a rich, meaningful life for yourself. If you're already operating from a place of abundance and contentment, the external validation or perceived necessity of marriage simply doesn't hold the same weight. You're already winning at life on your own terms. So, Let's totally dismantle that old myth right now. Marriage is absolutely not the ultimate goal of life. Happiness, peace, purpose, authentic connection, personal freedom, fulfillment, those are the real goals. And if you've already found those things without a ring on your finger, you're not just doing fine. You are already winning at the game of life. In fact, the tide is turning. Studies increasingly show that many unmarried individuals, particularly women, live longer, healthier, and often happier lives than some of their married peers. Why? Because they've had the freedom and courage to craft lives that align with their truest values and desires, not just society's often outdated expectations. So if you saw yourself nodding along to these signs, if these points resonated deeply within you, please know this: you are not broken. You are not missing out. You are simply on your own unique, valid, and potentially far richer, freer, and more authentic path than the one everyone else seems to be following. Remember, it's not about marriage. It's about meaning. It's about joy. And if you've built a life that genuinely lights you up from within, a life that feels true to you, then you are absolutely unequivocally doing it right. I want to hear from you. Which of these signs hit home the hardest for you? Or maybe you've been told your whole life that you should get married, but deep down you just know it's not your path. Share your story, your thoughts, your experiences in the comments below. Let's build a supportive space for authentic living. If this video helped you feel seen, heard, and understood, give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to join the Think Positive community for more deep, honest content about life, love, and finding happiness entirely on your own terms. And please share this video with someone you know who needs to hear that it's absolutely okay to live life differently, to define happiness for themselves. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.